morning. Welcome to Wedgwood Church on this beautiful Sunday morning. The leaves are such beautiful colors. I've been seeing pictures all week of folks posting on Facebook all the beautiful trees and foliage. It's a beautiful time of the year. And today we want to celebrate some beauty, but we want to celebrate the beauty of our gifts, the gifts of imagination, the gifts of creativity. We are all blessed. Everyone here is blessed with gifts. Our gifts are different, but we all have gifts. We want to celebrate the gifts in this congregation, as well as the gifts of family and friends, and even people who are famous worldwide for the gifts they have given to the world with art and music and dance and theater and poetry. So this is our second annual Celebrate the Arts Sunday that we do every year, the Sunday before Thanksgiving. So that's what we have to look forward to today. But first, we will begin with our announcements.
Good morning, everyone, on this beautiful fall Sunday. It's so great to see everyone, and I'm so excited to be sharing some announcements and upcoming events this morning. Next Sunday, the Sunday before Thanksgiving, Melba Evans will be sharing her talk on a thankful heart, which is, we know it's going to be a wonderful message. The following Sunday, November 28th, Everything You Wanted to Know About Hanukkah and Were Afraid to Ask with Cantor Elias Roquefarg from Temple Israel. And then on December 5th, I can't believe we're already almost into December, we have Advent. So what are you waiting for with Donna Beal? And then on December 12th, we're going to be listening to The Gift of the Magi, production by the Readers Theater. And then on December 19th, this is probably one of my favorite Wedgwood traditions. The Sunday before Christmas, we do a holiday open mic. So very exciting to have that, where people can share stories from the holidays, from growing up and their families. It's just a wonderful event that we encourage everyone to come and share. And then on December 26th, Ashanti Munir will celebrate Kwanzaa with Ashanti Munir, and we are very excited to hear her message.
Let me add one thing to the Sunday of Readers Theater. You are the Readers Theater, so I will be contacting you. Last year we did a Christmas truce as a Readers Theater, and this year we will do the Gift of the Magi, and I'll be contacting each of you to have a role in that Readers Theater as we do that on that Sunday, and then we can discuss the meaning of what we get from the Gift of the Magi. And holiday open mic, if you celebrate Christmas, share your Christmas stories. You can read the Christmas story from the Bible if that's what you would like to do. You can share your childhood, your growing up. But if you don't celebrate Christmas, then share with us your winter holidays and what you enjoy about this season of the year. So that's open for everybody. Thanks.
Thanks, Melba. All right, so Giving Tuesday. This is quite a big thing. We did this last year as well. Every year there's a Giving Tuesday where nonprofits and churches and charity organizations can really do a big ask for financial support. And this is a really big deal because so many organizations do great work in the community, and it's important to remember to support them. So we ask that folks help Wedgwood out, and there's a few different ways to do that, and I'll be pushing out some different graphics over the next couple weeks and days that talk about the different ways that you can give to Wedgwood and support Wedgwood. You can give financially, either to our general fund or the food pantry. You can also donate items to our food pantry. You can volunteer at the food pantry or help out with our community garden, or just do an act of kindness. There's a lot of different ways to give, and each act of generosity counts and means more when we give together. So it's Tuesday, November 30th, although we encourage folks to give in some way throughout the year, but especially on Tuesday, November 30th, for Giving Tuesday, we ask that folks really think about giving back in some way. And speaking of one way to give to the community, we have our community garden plots that's located at the Park Road Baptist Church. Thomas and I got out there a few weeks ago and got some great winter crops planted. We have all sorts of cabbages and lettuces and kales and just some really good stuff. So we need folks to come out and help water. This is the wrong date on here. We don't have a date scheduled yet for us all to meet right now because it's just kind of, we're in maintenance mode, just kind of watering. But I do know that some of the lettuces will probably be ready to be picked. So if you'd like to help out in some way, feel free to reach out to me or Melba and we will get you squared away with, helping watering and helping picking stuff. And, anything that is picked, it goes to support the community food pantry. So it's just another great way to give back. And our community food pantry, we're always in need of donations. You can give financially and you can also donate any of the items listed. We are asking in the spirit of Thanksgiving, in addition to our biggest needs, because these are the needs that we ask for regularly. But we have a specific Thanksgiving donations list. So we're asking for chicken, turkey, or ham. And especially if you're going to donate turkeys, we ask that if you're planning on donating them the week of Thanksgiving, please make sure that they're defrosted because, big turkeys can take several days to defrost. Chicken and ham's not really the big deal. Those are easy to defrost, but turkeys take a while. So if you're considering donating one or two of those, please do so. If you donate them like this week, that's totally fine if they're frozen. We'll thaw them out. And all sorts of, we tried to think of things to put on this list for, things that people like to have on their Thanksgiving table. So that's kind of where this list came from. We actually have a lot of fresh potatoes. So if you want to donate sweet potatoes, that would be great. We still have so many potatoes left from that big Share Charlotte pickup, which is really exciting. So please consider donating anything else from this list. We are going to be making our big Thanksgiving bags next week. And we have seen a huge uptick in people coming. This past Wednesday, we actually had so many people come that we ran out of the bags that we had prepared. So we try to estimate how many people are coming. And we actually had to have people wait in line and we had to scramble and run back inside and make more bags for folks. So donations that come in, they don't stay on the shelves. So please consider donating. Even if you can't donate all the time, if you can donate, every once in a while, that would be a huge help. Some upcoming events. We have the Social Justice Book Club. They're going to be finishing up Gender Your Guide by Lee Ayrton, PhD on December 2nd. And the next book they're going to start reading is Say Their Names, How Black Lives Came to Matter in America by Patrice Gaines, who is a beloved member of our book club and has spoken at Wedgwood before. And this coming Tuesday on the 16th, we will have our bi-monthly Social Justice Committee meeting. If you're interested in coming to that, please let us know so we'll get you the Zoom link for that meeting. It's going to be at 6:30. And connect with us. We are on Instagram. I try to post updates on Instagram as well. Our Facebook page, our Facebook group is pretty active. We also have a website that I try to keep updated. And you can also email us at our Yahoo email or call us at our 704 number. We also have a weekly newsletter, and the announcements we try to keep it relatively short and sweet. And so our newsletter is much more thorough. It has a lot more community events. So please make sure if you have not been receiving that to reach out to us and we'll make sure that you get on the list to receive our newsletter. And feel free to contact us at any time. We have Melba, who's our ministerial coordinator, and myself, Liz, who's the community outreach coordinator, and our Ashanti, who is our fabulous music coordinator. Reach out to any of us at any time for, if you need anything, we are here to help. And then finally, we ask that you please, give to support the ministries of the church. There's a lot of different ways to give. You can mail your donations, you can Venmo us, you can do PayPal. PayPal has an option to give either to our general fund or our food pantry. And you can also find us on Zelle. So I'll give folks a few minutes to look at this. And then in a moment, I will also, when I stop sharing the screen, I will place the link for PayPal in the chat. Thank you very much.
Let me introduce to you Florence Price. Florence Price was the first African-American woman to have her music performed by a major symphony orchestra in 1933. She was first to be recognized as a symphonic composer. She was born in Arkansas in 1887 and gave her first piano performance at the age of 4 and had her first composition published at the age of 11. Price was a deeply religious person and brought the music of the African American church into her music. She composed numerous works, including 4 symphonies, 4 concertos, as well as choral works and music for chamber and solo instruments. So today, as we celebrate the arts, let's celebrate Florence Price. That was Dawn's Awakening by Florence Price. And to me, it just stirs so much within me. It's just beautiful music, beautiful melody, and beautiful words to start your day. Florence Price. And now our extravagant welcome, Thomas and Laura.
We are all welcome here.
Welcome to a church that works for peace, justice, equality, and the care of Mother Earth.
An extravagant welcome to you because of your gender identification, sexual orientation, ethnicity, economic situation, physical and mental challenges, doubting or believing, being depressed or full of joy.
We are a community of curious and creative spiritual seekers, striving to learn and embody the way of Jesus and other spiritual leaders.
Like Jesus, we focus on the plundered and the marginalized as we try to address the major issues of our day.
One of the ways we seek to heal the world and ourselves is through sharing parts of our personal story. We are
all welcome here.
Here. We are all welcome here. Yes, indeed, we are. Thank you. And now let's go for our moment for all ages. If you have children nearby, gather them, but we are all young at heart, so we all share in the moment for all ages. Good morning, Gavin.
Good morning. Come on, Tish. Say good morning.
Good morning.
I know that you like to draw, and I know that many children like to do art and draw, and I know that you do some beautiful pictures, Gavin. Welcome to both of you this morning.
Mhm.
And do you like books? Do you like to look at the pictures in books?
Yes.
I know
Yeah.
I do. You do?
Yeah, sure.
Sometimes I
Yeah,
don't
what do you
even
mean?
read the book. I just go through looking at
Yes.
the pictures and then go back and read. Have you ever read, how many people have read The Hungry Caterpillar?
Did we read that one?
Me. Gavin, did you read
Yeah,
that
The
Caterpillar?
Hungry
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
Caterpillar,
We did
written
read
by
that.
Eric Carle. Have you heard the word illustrator?
Mm-hmm.
one?
Eric Carle is a writer and an illustrator. Now we know what a writer is. They write the words and the stories and the information in the books. The illustrator is the person who draws the pictures in the books. So maybe you want to grow up to be an illustrator and draw the pictures for somebody else's
Draw the
book.
pictures of storybooks.
That would be so much fun. And Eric Carle, though, not only drew all of the pictures for The Hungry Caterpillar and 75 more books that he wrote the stories too. The Hungry Caterpillar has been a top seller since 1969. That's
Wow.
52 years, and it has been translated into 66 different languages.
Wow.
Children all over the world are reading about the hungry caterpillar in all these different languages. It's so
That's
exciting
great.
because we can all adults too relate to the hungry caterpillar. So now let's hear from Eric Carle himself. That's a fabulous book for all of us.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Fabulous book for all of us. And we've talked about this in recent Sundays too. We can all learn so much. And I know as a kid, I felt really insignificant. Like I wasn't important and I didn't really matter.
Mm-hmm.
But you do. You absolutely do. And
That's
you
my-
will grow
Okay,
up
that-
to
I
be
know that.
something
Mhm.
fabulous and beautiful, just like that little caterpillar became that beautiful butterfly.
Sure.
And for adults, we're older, but some of us have yet a lot to do, and we haven't yet fully accomplished all that we will accomplish of this earth. So let's salute Eric Carle and celebrate Eric Carle today for his work that has contributed to so many of our lives. And maybe we have some future illustrators on this Zoom call today. Because I know Ashanti's got some artists in her
Oh
house.
yeah, I was just telling them. I was like, you guys could be illustrators.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Thank you.
All right. All right, they're gonna call you back when it's time to do the
And now we go to our celebrations and concerns, which is a time of prayer, meditation, reflection, however you wish to use this time. But first, we'd like to share our joys and concerns. First of all, we want to celebrate Laura, who had a birthday yesterday. Happy birthday to Laura. And we also want to celebrate Ashanti. We'll be playing the jazz concert on November 20th. We are excited about that. The
Yay!
information is on our Facebook page. So be sure and look for that.
Yeah. And Chase's baseball team, the Royals, they won their championship and they were undefeated.
Yay!
Yeah.
Awesome job.
He didn't want to say anything. I said, you want to tell about? He goes, no, I don't think so.
Oh, we want to know.
Yeah, it's a good
that's
thing.
Awesome.
And Gavin got 100% on his spelling test. Yes.
Yay! Lots to celebrate today in your house, Ashanti. And we are in any other celebrations? All right, we do have some concerns. Heather has asked that we remember her. She's having some tests done and has some health concerns, so keep her in your thoughts. Donna Carter, we always want to lift up with her continuing health concerns and challenges. Naj, Ashanti's daughter, for her health concerns and also housing. And we want to remember Travis. Queen City Living has closed, so he will be for renovations. We don't know for how long. So Travis will be looking for work. So keep him in mind. And if you know of anything in that field, there's a lot of need in assisted living. So if you're aware of anything, let us know and we will pass it on to Travis. Does anyone else have a request? All right, then we will have a time of quiet meditation, prayer, however you choose to use it. wisdom reading this morning comes from one of our great writers that we certainly want to celebrate today, Ralph Waldo Emerson. And it's probably a reading that you've heard before, but I just love this particular writing and poetry, and I think you do or will too. Write it on your heart that every day is the best day in the year. He is rich who owns the day, and no one owns the day who allows it to be invaded with fret and anxiety. Finish every day and be done with it. You've done what you could. Some blunders and absurdities no doubt crept in. Forget them as soon as you can. Tomorrow is a brand new day. Begin it well. Begin it serenely and with too high a spirit to be cumbered with old nonsense. This new day is too dear with its hopes and invitations to waste a moment on the yesterdays. And I think that is such good advice for all of us. Ralph Waldo Emerson, we celebrate today. And now we want to celebrate, and we are all so thankful for the gifts each of us has been given. And we are thankful that each other, Donna, Thomas, all of us share our gifts with each other on Sunday mornings and at other times. We are so thankful for those artists who have lived on earth and are gone, that we still enjoy their fabulous art and we enjoy their fabulous writings. And you can look at a painting and just kind of leave yourself to another place in another time, or get immersed in a book and forget about your troubles in your daily life, maybe just for a little while. But what a wonderful reprieve it is. So today we want to give thanksgiving for these gifts, and we want to celebrate them. And I'll begin with a celebration. It's a celebration of the arts. This one is a celebration of my mother. This is a painting that she did when she was 12 years old. I believe it says on the bottom, 1927. No art lessons at all. It's an oil painting. And needless to say, this painting hangs in our home. And I just sometimes sit and look at that painting and the brush strokes and realize that those are the brush strokes that my mom put on the painting. I don't know if she did it from a picture. She grew up in the mountains in Irwin, Tennessee. I don't know if it was a scene there, but I just follow that stream and wonder where it goes beyond the picture. She continued doing art her entire life. My house is full of oil paintings that she did, and a few other things. She did needlepoint, all kinds of crafts. My kids loved going to Grandma's house because the excitement was, what's Grandma working on now? We could not wait to get in. There would always be a painting on the easel that was in process, and there would always be a basket beside her chair where she was knitting or making Christmas ornaments or doing something. So we could not wait to get there and see what Grandma was working on. And the next slide, she got into quilting, and this is a quilt that she designed and did for me. And it is meant to be a stained glass window. And this hangs, it covers almost the entire wall of our dining room. And it's another picture that I can look at for a long time. And look, she did lap quilting. So I can see every little thread, every little seam that I know that she put into that. How she did it, and I didn't know about it. She would put it up, I guess, when I came, because it was a huge surprise one Christmas. But I want to celebrate my mom today for the artist she was. Was she world famous? No, she was with our family. And I want to celebrate and give thanksgiving for her gifts that she shared with my family that gave us so much joy and so much pleasure. And the next slide, Thomas, share your art.
Thomas, we need you to unmute yourself.
The upper left is the middle one is a new design I designed, I think it was last year. And the two little stars flanking it are Moravian stars. I made them the first ones in junior high. On the right top is a large star that the design I came up with in 1973 in Emporia, Kansas. And then I didn't make any more until I moved to Charlotte in 2019. But I made a few more since. The lower left is a picture that my mother did, the charcoal. The little white spot is the reflection of the flash bulb. So that's not part of the picture. But we call it A Storm is Coming. She did this as a senior in high school in 1944. After high school, she moved to Arizona to marry her sweetheart, who was learning to fly B-29s. Eventually, he got killed in World War II. And she had my brother as a widow. The lower right is a picture of some graffiti near Briar Creek. And I look at this every morning and try and remember to smile. Here's some other odds and ends, Flights of Fantasy. I've written a lot of computer programs and I have a lot of graphic capability in my toolkit. The one in the middle is derived from icosahedron. And if you look at it, you can probably make out an icosahedron. The one on the right, the left rather, is an icosahedron that forms the center of those stars.
Beautiful, Thomas. We are so grateful and thankful for the talents that you are and that you share with us. And you also were in drama in high school and have done an excellent job in our Readers Theater last year and every Sunday reading our extravagant welcome. So you've got a lot of talents and we celebrate that today. And
Thank
I
you.
think next is on the slides is Raquel.
All right. I will share this. It's a freestyle poem. And that means I did not write anything down. It just comes from just the top of my mind. So I do this a lot in life if I hear music or instrumentals. So I'm going to share with you guys. I'm going to make sure you can hear the music in the background. So I tested this out, so it should work. Let me know if you hear sound. Get a thumbs up if I hear sound. All right, I'm going to get started. I woke up this morning. The pain was on my heart. Lately, I've been so mad. I've been so sad at the condition of our world. It hurts. So I'm praying for you. I'm praying for you. I'm on my knees and I'm praying for you. You may be used to people talking about you behind your back. They don't understand the pain that they have caused you. But I won't be a reflection of that. I'll take the time that I need, the way that I need to see it, to believe it. Because I'm praying for you. I'm praying for you. See, others may bring you down, but I will lift you up. I hope that you can transition, and I want to see you ascend to the sky, to another dimension. I want to see you grow. It's my hope. So I decided in my heart a long time ago, I'm praying for you. I am praying for you. I want to see you win. I want to see you succeed. So I'm praying for you. Thank you. And these are some little goodies. I'm in a new hire training class. So I got the time to get to know all of my new hires. And the last day of training, I wanted to present them with something I felt like represented their personalities. So these are just a few little relics I gave each person. So I like to do little arts and crafts.
Oh, those are beautiful. Of course, I love the butterfly. You know, I'm a butterfly person.
I thought about you when I gave that away. That was the inspiration, the monarch. And because I had one young lady who was, used to knowing everything. So it was time for her she has to go through her transition to, like the monarch butterfly. So I did, that was inspiration
Beautiful.
from you.
Those are the colors. I just love the bright colors. Thank you, Raquel, for sharing your gifts with us today. We are thankful for your gifts.
Welcome.
Donna Bill.
Let me get unmuted. I shared some of this last year, but I'm going to share it again. These are these quilt balls I made out of an old quilt that my grandmother made during the Depression. And it was worn out. So I made these quilt balls for my brothers and for my cousins. And as I was making those, someone contacted me to go into an anthology of North Carolina poets. And I thought, well, I've got to write a poem. Well, what better poem to write about than my grandmother making quilts? So the book was published last December. And I'm going to share. The book is Thoughts on the Power of Goodness. And I was on page 13. Isn't that poetic? My husband worked for American Thread. I think Vicky's dad worked for American Thread also. It's now Coates American. So the title of the poem is American Thread. It was inspired, of course, by my grandmother's quilt balls, but also by two quotes, one by Henry James. And he has a quote in one of his books. He had stopped believing in the goodness of the world. And I thought, how interesting, especially during this year of COVID. And then Larry Levis, who wrote a poem called The Quilt. So there's some quotes in here, not quotes exactly, but inspirations from both of them. American Thread. Each year weighs heavier than the last predictable orbit. We pretend through a calendar so dull, we make up holidays, hoping to find anything sharp around the edges. It's enough to make one stop believing. Our grandmothers told a different story. In years of depression, they unraveled despair. A few wooden spools of thread were a gracious plenty to sew the outgrown clothes of their children into patchwork quilts. Our mother's mother, our father's mother, knew the short, deliberate stitches it takes to turn one dark corner into a scrap of yellow goodness. There, they said, and I too must agree, it is enough, the light at the end and the air. And that was published by Chapel Hill Press, The Power of Goodness, and I think it's available on Amazon.
Thank you for sharing. We are certainly thankful today for Donna's gift with words and poetry. And Shanti and I believe Gavin has something
Yep.
to share.
One second. You got to speak up. Okay, come on. Make sure you speak up so they can hear you. What your painting? Tell 'em what it is.
Oh,
Let's show them first. Let's show them this one.
oh, that is
Spider-Man.
fantastic.
That
Tell 'em what it is.
nice.
Tell 'em. What is it?
And this is Buff Spider-Man.
He said that Spider-Man is buff. You know what buff means? You got a lot of muscles. So he made him like very strong looking.
Oh,
Nice.
All right. And then,
good
And then on
that,
the other
Gavin.
yeah. And then on the other side is the bad guy. What's his name?
Venom.
Venom. The bad guy.
Ah,
Gavin, did you do that with crayons or markers or pencils?
Did
Or
you
how
draw
did you
it?
do that?
Markers.
Markers. And he drew it freehand too. And Gavin has he did it freehand.
That artwork going in a book.
Yeah, we saved them
When I'm a
all.
bit older, I can see
Yeah.
you illustrating books.
And Gavin is also very good at putting Lego projects together. Like you can buy a Lego set and it's for a car or whatever. So we bought one for him and it's for an 8-year-old and he was able to put the car together. It took him a couple of days, but he put it together himself. So I thought that was pretty amazing because they were really tiny pieces. So give yourself a
Yeah.
round of applause. Give yourself a clap.
Yay,
All right. And the next is Chase. Thank you. Say thank you.
yay.
And the next is Chase. Speak up so they can hear you.
I drew this Spider-Man a long time ago, but it wasn't freehand, but I used it as like a tutorial. And all I really did was copy the eyes and the like lines on his mask or whatever, then I just made the pose itself.
And is that markers? You use markers too?
Sharpie.
Sharpie. But
Mhm.
we did not know you were an artist. You've got to share more with us. You might have two books. Hey, they could work together as book
Yeah.
illustrators.
And Chase is also good in baseball too. We
I
signed him
know.
up for baseball this
We heard
summer,
about that.
and he really
Yeah.
didn't want to go. We had to sort of like, oh, you got to go, you got to try. He really was not enthused about going, and so you got to make him go. So he went. He turned out to be one of the best baseball players on the team, and their team was undefeated this year, and they won the championship, and they had a party and everything. So yay, Chase! Chase is sort of quiet. He don't get all excited.
Chase, that's great. Sometimes we have to be pushed into something and then we
Yep.
find out it's a whole lot more fun than we thought it was going to be. It's the same way with food. Something
Yeah.
might not look good, but somebody pushes us to taste
Yep.
it and it becomes our favorite food. So
Yep.
you never know. And you and Gavin both have so many gifts and so many talents to be thankful for. The future is just wide open for both of you. So we
Yeah.
are glad you were a part of Wedgwood. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Thank you. You're welcome.
All right. Thank you for sharing. Watch out for the cord. Thank you. I'm glad they participate. They
Yeah.
get a little shy. So no, you got to go out there and say something, and I'm glad that he did. He's usually really quiet, and I'm glad he came out.
And let's applaud Ashanti. She shares her gifts with us every Sunday morning. She is a very blessed with gifts.
Thank you, guys. I have another gift that you don't know about. I do arts and crafts, and I made these earrings, and I made this dress. I made
Awesome.
the dress. Yeah, I used to make my clothes to go on stage when I had more time, but I don't do that anymore. I just go on Amazon and buy them. But I used to make them like every now and then I'll make a scarf or a hat to go with something so I can match. But I used to make all my outfits to sing in, which is really fun. I would have hats to go with them, bags to go with it, and everything. So those are some of my talents.
A lot of gifts in that house. A lot of gifts to be thankful for. Anyone else have something to share? We know the gifts that many of you have that aren't sharing today. We've seen them and heard them. So we thank you for your gifts too. Liz has a gift with gardening, and Mariah is using her gifts now to work with young people who need her communication and her compassion skills. And Vicki can just blow us away with a sermon when she speaks. So we're going to get her to do that again.
I do have something that Will did when he was probably Gavin's age. It was probably hard to see. But it's very, it's like an inverse thing where he's done, there's black chalk and then he had to scratch away at it. And it is just a remarkable pattern and symmetry. And I think he was probably in the 4th grade when he did it. And his paintings that he did, which are too big to get down off the walls. I should have taken photos. Just like looking out of his high school, his ability to use light and dark and shadow. So he got the art gene from Chris.
Beautiful. Thanks for sharing that.
He didn't
And
get
Laura,
that from me.
I thought you would have a beautiful display of food to share this morning because you and Jim are the chefs of this group. I'm telling you, they can and cook and whatever they do, and it's amazing. How did you learn that skill, or did you all just develop it together?
Well, yeah, together a lot of it, but the baking skill that I got is from my family and people I've learned along the way, but it's just a love. I've always felt like feeding people and making food pretty is like one of the core things of having people have faith in, a higher power. Is it, food is just so integral to the ability to believe and to imagine and to hope. And so that's what my art stems from, is a need to help people to be comfortable and happy. And if it can be pretty too, why not? Next time I'll send pictures.
I can't wait for a covered dish. We're gonna all be looking for Laura and Jim's dishes. And Connie, I know your gift for speaking and leading people. I mean, it's just phenomenal the work you have done in this community. So we are very grateful for that gift. It is indeed a gift. It is indeed a gift. And Liz, we are so thankful for your gifts of gardening. I know you have a garden plants at your house, and you have just done wonders with the Wedgwood garden and feeding people and managing the food pantry. So what a fabulous gift that you have.
Thank you. Thomas is a big help with the garden.
Yes, Thomas is also a gardener with a gift. So we have many gifts among us for which today, the Sunday before Thanksgiving, we are very thankful for our gifts and the gifts of others who share their gifts with us. Sometimes we forget the illustrator of the book, or we forget the farmer who grows the food and gets it to the produce section in our grocery store. That's a gift. That is a gift. And we need to remember and think about all the things we have and who made that and who grew that. What person does this trace back to? And because of their gift, we have that. So today we are thankful for gifts of talent, creativity, and imagination. And now Ashanti will share her gift with us, If You Believe.
If you believe within your heart, you know that no one can change the path that you must go. Believe what you feel and know you're right, because the time will come around when you say it's yours. Believe there's a reason to be. Believe you can make time stand still. And you know from the moment that you try, if you believe, and I know you will, believe in yourself right from the start. And you have brains and you have a heart, and you have courage to last your whole life through. Just believe in yourself. If you believe in yourself, if you believe in yourself, as I believe in you,
Can everybody unmute and say amen?
Amen.
Amen.
Yes,
Amen.
God is
Amen.
good.
That was beautiful and perfect, Ashanti.
Oh, thank you.
And now we go to our closing benediction, Donna.
Genesis 1:1-5. In the beginning, when God created the heavens and the earth was a formless void, and darkness covered the face of the deep, while a wind from God swept over the face of the waters. Then God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And God saw that the light was good. And God separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening, and there was morning, the first day. Creating anything takes courage. Andy Warhol says, "Don't think about making art, just get it done. Let everyone else decide if it's good or bad, whether they love it or hate it. While they are deciding, make even more art." End of quote. You never know if your art will meet with loud boos or the ahas of appreciation. As you leave this time and place, may you remember the night is good. So if you must, make art about the night. And when you rise up in the morning, remember the light is good. Create something to celebrate the light you see. And sing, if you will, "This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine." What are you waiting for? Go on, make some art. You are an artist. Go in peace. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. That's beautiful, Donna.